Hello everyone, before we begin this video, if I can ask you to subscribe to United24 Media on YouTube, I would appreciate it very much. We put out some great content and are well worth a follow. Now, on to today's video. Hello everyone, so you've all seen that President Zelensky visited the US, and while there, Joe Biden announced the latest package to be sent. So I thought it worth taking a look at it, as there's some new and interesting stuff on there. The list is up on screen now. So first of all, we have a long-rumoured and long-awaited Patriot battery. Now a Patriot battery isn't just one Patriot launcher. The system is pretty complex, featuring 8 launchers with 4 missiles each, a ground radar, a control station, and a generator. So when the US says they are sending one battery, it's actually 8 launchers. But these launchers will be deployed in and around the same place around the radar and the control system. It's a pretty complex system, requiring around 90 troops to operate. It's nowhere near as straightforward as other SAM systems that's been sent. Here's a little diagram of how it works. The radar sweeps the targets, and then the information of what it finds is fed to the control system, which can be used manually or autonomously, identifying friendly forces, possible threats, and also assessing priority targets. The launcher then fires in less than 9 seconds, the radar guiding it onto the target. These are being sent with a PAC-3 missile. These are designed to perform better against ballistic missiles, but are a bit less capable against aircraft and air-to-surface missiles. Its range is 30 kilometers. Shown here just outside Kyiv is its coverage. Now it's unknown where the battery will be deployed. I would expect it to be far back from the front lines to keep it safe from, say, Lancet drones, artillery, rockets and that sort of thing. And I'd also expect it to be deployed near a likely target for a ballistic missile. So Kyiv, Lviv or Odessa, they're all likely places. Or possibly to safeguard a key strategic target, a dam, a large power station, maybe even airfields, which may be a target. So let's check the rest of the list as there's some interesting stuff too. So we have additional HIMARS rounds, always nice to see. HIMARS has been put to great use so far, so it's good to see that additional rounds for that is being sent. 500 precision guided 155mm rounds. These are Excalibur, which again have been put to good use so far. Not a huge number, so I expect Excalibur targets will be selected very carefully, so as not to waste them on some junky MTLB. The mortar systems are interesting. We have, first of all, 10 120mm mortars. These are likely the M120 shown here, designed by Israel but used by the US. Then 10 82mm mortars. Now, I can't see any 82mm mortars listed as in service by the US. So I wonder if this could actually be a mistake and it's actually the 81mm mortar, which would be the M252 shown here. It's a British design in use with the US. Finally, we have 10 60mm mortars. These are likely the M224 shown here. So 30 mortars total plus rounds for them. 37 Cougar MRAPs are being sent. They already operate 20 Cougars, and they also operate an unknown number of the Mastiff already. The Mastiff is a British variant of the vehicle. MRAPs have been proven to be very popular and very useful. They're tough, sturdy, well-armoured vehicles, and pretty versatile. They can perform a variety of roles from infantry support, transport, casualty evacuation, that sort of thing. 120 HMMWVs, or Humvees. These are again versatile and can be modified easily. We've seen in the past, for example, rockets mounted on Humvees. Many of these have been sent before, 342 since 2001, with over 200 more sent since February. The US has over 230,000 Humvees, so I expect more will be sent at some point. I mean, it's not like they're going to be digging into the reserves at any point soon. 6 armoured utility trucks. I'm not sure what these are referring to. if it's a specifically designed armoured utility vehicle, or if it's just referring to a generic truck that's been up-armoured in some way. But these will be useful. Utility vehicles are always needed. They often go underappreciated, but they're extremely useful. More AGM-88, again, these have been put to good effect already, notably in the Kherson counter-offensive, where they put SAM systems out of action, allowing the use of Bayraktar and close air support aircraft. So it's good to see more arriving in country. Precise aerial munitions. Now this is quite interesting, these are new. These are JDAMs, Joint Direct Attack Munition. Basically, it's a kit you attach to a dumb munition, which increases its range and accuracy. JDAMs have an accuracy CEP of 5 meters and less, and a range of 28 kilometers, which is shown roughly demonstrated here on the front lines. So it would allow Ukraine's aircraft to target positions along the front from further back, out of the range of manpads. The current loadout for, say, the Su-25 is typically S5 or S8 rockets, which have a max range of under 5 kilometers. So these will be a big help in allowing Su-25s, or whichever aircraft they decide to use, to operate further back, out of a range of dangerous SAM systems. It's unknown which platform will be used, whether these will be fitted to Su-25s, Su-24s or MiG-29s. Next up isn't as interesting but no less useful. 2,700 grenade launchers and small arms, claymores and demolition equipment. The demolition equipment will be handy come February if there's another push, maybe from Belarus, to take out the bridges and grind the push to a halt. Night vision devices. These are extremely important. A lot has been sent, but Zelensky keeps requesting more because of how useful they are. So while these may slip under the radar compared to the flashier stuff like JDAMs, these are vital, extremely vital. Then we have communications equipment and armour, again, always needed. Now at the bottom, we see something interesting and a bit unexpected. A list of various Soviet-era, Soviet standard munitions. Sourcing these has been tricky. Some are manufactured still. I believe Czechia, for example, manufactures the 152mm artillery round, but not in high amounts, and a lot of these get used a day. So what's been sent? We have 45,000 152mm rounds. These are used with towed howitzers, D20, 2A36 and 2A65, which are operated in high numbers. Self-propelled howitzers, these are used with the 2S3, 2S5, 2S19 and also the Danas that Czechia donated. Also, 20,122mm rounds were sent. These are used with the D30 towed howitzer and also the 2S1 self-propelled howitzer. Most interesting for me is 50,000 Grad rockets. That's a huge amount. Over 300 Grads are operated, so these are highly important. What's interesting is that the US doesn't operate any of these rounds itself, so these have been sourced from a third country. I've seen quite a few suggestions. Old Soviet countries have been suggestions, so Poland or Czechia, with the US buying them to donate. But it could also be a user from the Middle East. Britain sourced Soviet-era rounds from Pakistan earlier on, and Pakistan does operate a variant of a Grad, so that's a possibility. But that's just a suggestion. The Grad and Soviet-era equipment is operated in large numbers by many countries, so it could be any one of those which has quite close ties to the US. Before we finish this video, I want to give a shout out to some new patrons. So big thanks to Frank, Seth, Angela, Roger and George. I appreciate the support a lot. Thanks for supporting the channel. Even if you don't subscribe to the Patreon, be sure to check the page out occasionally. I do put some videos on there, free for everybody. No need to join to see them, and I'm sure you will find those interesting. And also a final reminder, if you can, to subscribe to United 24 on YouTube. I would appreciate it a lot. So that's it for this video. I thought it definitely worth taking a look at what's been sent and a bit of more information about them. If you found it interesting, please click like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thanks again, and take care everybody.